Hello. Today I want to talk to you about some children whose lives are very different from yours. And they live far, far away. They live in eastern India in the area of the Sundarbans, which is 10,000 square kilometers. It's a very large area. The word Sundarbans means a beautiful forest. So at one time, this area was covered with mangrove forests. There are 102 islands in the area, and 54 of them are inhabited. Today, the population is 2 million people. And along with people are tigers, the saltwater tiger. The region is very often subject to floods. So these children have their homes flooded, sometimes very often on an annual basis. But this was not always the case. There used to be the thick forests that prevented annual flooding. Today, these children lead very uncertain lives. So my name is Vinita. I teach at Sussex University, where we have electricity, where we have running water, and I research on these areas such as the Sundarbans, and I note how different they are to where I live and where I work. In 2020, a very big cyclone hit the area of the Sundarbans. A cyclone is when you get very, very strong winds coming in from the sea with power to destroy people's houses, trees, and causing enormous floods. And this is what happened as a result of Cyclone Amphan. The children really felt the destructive influence of that cyclone. So the children's lives were very uncertain. And I, as a professor, also felt uncertain about how do I help them? How do I understand what they're going through? And I thought one way forward after speaking to the children was for them to paint their landscapes, which is what they did. And they painted some of the most beautiful and some of the most emotionally rich landscapes, full of sadness, of trauma, and also of beauty. And they painted 3 tapestries for me. One of the past environments of the Sundarbans, the second of their present uncertain environments, and the third of what they would actually like to see in terms of their future. So the past environments were when the mangrove forests were rich, the river and the sea ran in harmony. There were the tigers who didn't attack human beings. It was a very beautiful and harmonious environment. The second tapestry was about their current uncertainty. There were floods everywhere. They depicted Cyclone Amphan. One child depicted his grandmother covered with a COVID mask, whose house had been destroyed in the cyclone. This was the children's understanding of their uncertain world. The third tapestry was one about their future, which showed the mangrove forests had been replanted. They had a proper house to live in, with water, with electricity. They themselves were looking forward to being doctors, engineers, road builders. They had careers and they could look forward to a less uncertain world. For the children, I think, drawing those exquisite paintings was a way of communicating their world to other people, including government officials who sometimes came and looked down on them. And for me, it was about understanding their world and their uncertain world, and understanding that I myself am faced with uncertainty so often. And a resolution of that uncertainty is taking my worries to other people and sharing and co-creating solutions. So there was no grand plan when I started off on this journey of discovery of the Sundarbans. But what happened in the end was very, very helpful to creating a sense of community, for me to be able to understand what they were going through, for them to be able to communicate what they were going through, and for us to co-create solutions which enable them to share their vision and their worldview with other people around the world.